Good morning. Putting new forks on the Hustler Super Z72. Yesterday I did the X brace. I don't know if you caught that video, and I did the bumper. Couple things on the forks. I had to stop. Here's the X brace installed. It's the tank supports, whatever you want to call them. It's just mass reduced and optimized for ease of servicing and things like that. And I've reduced it to the minimum amount of structure that's necessary to support the load as I've calculated. And then the same thing on the forks. On the forks, though, when you go to assemble, I would suggest, though, to use some kind of anti-seize so that when you disassemble them, you don't have that problem where that bearing down here, which is too close to put a puller on, is stuck. Okay, so I went to the store. I've been not able to find mine here in the shop, and I don't want to do more assembly of anything without doing it, because that's the problem down the line. Then you got to cut that bearing off and stuff, and it's just a royal pain. So anyway, a couple other things. I've taken apart many of these old Hustlers and put them back together. The proper, as I can see it from the majority of the ones I've done, and I've seen tons of different variations and tons of improper ways, I think, to assemble the forks bearing stack, is with there's a thick, but this is specific, it can only touch the inside race of the bearing, kind of a thick washer there, then your lower bearing. Then it's supposed to have this spacer that touches only the inside race and your upper bearing. Now notice these bearings, they're the same as the bearings for these spindles on these older Hustlers. And you have two different sides. You have the flat side, and you've got this side that has the extension. If you math it out, this gives you the proper distance for this structure from shoulder to shoulder, okay? Now on the top side, and then here's one with the new bearings laid out ready to put on. On the top side, as best as I can figure from the averaging of all the circumstances I've seen, should be this nylon washer, and that nylon washer going against this flat surface of the bearing, because it might be Delrin or some other material, or HDPE, I don't know. I call it nylon for now. And then it looks like to me a washer, this may be inverse now that I think about it. This washer might need to be against that so it touches just the inside race. Then the nylon washer as something of a dust shield maybe, and then the other. If somebody knows more specifically, please do comment, because we're here to learn from each other, okay? All right, so then that's what's going on with the Hustler today. Still has that newly discovered issue with that wheel motor, and that the bearing's going out, which is a big problem. And I'm going to try to pull a bearing from a wheel motor that was good, except for somebody ran it without it being properly tightened, and they wallered out the keyway on the shaft. So that wheel motor, since it had no play and no seal problem, it only had that tapered shaft that's ruined basically. I'm going to try to see if I can open that up, get the bearing out of that one, and use it. Because what I found the other day is I started looking them up at PSEP, parts supply, the kits and the bearings and stuff accrue to as much money as what you'd spend for a new wheel motor. But the difference is the new wheel motors that I'm comparing it to are coming from foreign sources, and I don't know. And since I have some extra wheel motors and stuff around, I want to play around and see if I can repair it with what I have it on hand and preserve what I perceive to be possibly higher quality going forward. And then as I get further along on mass reduction and optimizing these mowers for the purpose of mowing, and also don't ever modify your mower, guys. Not plowing, not grading, not strip mining, which is the way a lot of guys mow around here. They just waste away the nutrient layer in the topsoil. It's disgusting. It's screwing up our ecology so bad it's not even funny. Then, you know, that's the goal, that's the aim, that's intent, that's what I'm trying to work towards, and still preserve the reliability of full industrial grade hydraulic systems with the weight of approximately equivalent, or even better if I can, than a residential grade mower. So, all right, I'm going to get back to work. Y'all have a good day.